Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I am going to discuss a very really important topic, and the topic is the good path for new programmers. Like whenever you are starting to learn programming, make sure which language you are picking. I know most of you have heard about Python. If you are beginners, I know most of you have gone through Python. Okay, so after learning Python you should learn a GUI library. That's what most tutorials teach you. Okay, but there are some things you should also learn the concepts of programming. Suppose you need to make an application using Tkinter in Python programming language. You learned the basics. You have learned the basics of Tkinter, where to place button, text fields, or the UI elements. After learning that, are you confident that these things are enough for making a complete application? If not, then what else you need to? See, before starting a project as a beginner, you will be having some questions like how you are going to communicate with the server or how you are going to set up the database. Okay, so every beginner has this question in their mind. Before learning programming, many people have this question in their minds how they are going to do particular thing. They are just more curious about knowing how applications really communicate with the database. Okay, so for that you also need to learn database. You should also know SQL, structured query language. So learn a programming language, whether it is a scripting language or a complete systems programming language like C++ or C sharp. Many of you might be familiar with Java. You have heard about Java. So pick a programming language, learn it, learn the basics. You should be very much familiar with the basics. You should be a sort of very fluent in basics of a programming language. Select one programming language and master it. Then go for some advanced topics like networking and making applications with it. You will find a lot of learning material online. We on our channel also having some advanced tutorials. Learn these things and then pick a project. More commonly you will find some projects like to-do list application, and the second most common application for Java programmers is a calculator application. You will find many tutorials related to these. But if you want to make a product, you should know how to use an API. Whenever you are making an application, make small tasks out of it. Okay, so set goals and start doing it. Consistency is the key. You should be consistent, and if you are facing any sort of error, Google about it. There is a whole lot of material available online on how to debug applications, and that's why if you are a beginner, go with either Java or Python. And if you want to uh, learn web development, go with web development, web stack. In more coming videos I am going to discuss about the tech stacks, or basically technologies which you should learn in order to achieve something like about web development, application development, etc. Okay, so there are many things to it. First, as a beginner you will be very confused on which database to select, which API to work with, what type of projects you are going to do. Most important thing that beginners come across is they hear that some programming language is slow, something there is something bad about a particular technology. Don't go for it. There are people who created a whole social networking site using PHP. There are people who created operating systems using Java. they Someone made a compiler for the programming language that you are using to make applications. Okay, So remove the fear of failure. This is the biggest fear that many people, many beginner programmers get. And if no matter what you have done, show it to people, they will suggest you something. And don't hesitate to share your code with others. In the beginning, you can share your code with others and show them how, and show them what you have. I would recommend you to have a close communication with a senior person, or a person who has a little more expertise than you in the field of programming. What this will do is, it will help you, it will give you a good company. Discover. Don't fear or hesitate to explore. Don't fear or hesitate to ask questions. Don't fear or hesitate to try out new things. I hope you enjoyed learning.